Hey guys, it's Andrew from Cover Art Daily here. I'm here with Brady, the founder of AMG. How you doing, my guy?
What's good, man? I'm really excited to be talking to you today. We've been trying for a while. I'm glad we can make it work.
No, I'm so happy as well. I'm really happy we can get this done. My first question I always like to ask people is to introduce yourself as if you're talking to someone who has no idea who you are and has no idea what you do.
Also, I actually do this way too much. My name's Brady Altland. I'm the founder, CEO, creator, whatever you want to call me, of AMG. We're a artist management and marketing company, as well as a booking agency for independent artists. So I help artists with everything from their day-to-day management to booking shows and tours to helping them with their marketing and rollouts and everything in between. I don't want to, I could talk for hours on what a manager does on a daily basis, but for now, that I think that pretty much covers it.
No, for sure. Yeah, you seem really like passionate and excited about what you do. What made you want to start going into this?
Hell yeah. So I've always been really big into marketing and business as a whole. Like always knew in high school and stuff that I'd go to college for marketing and just always enjoyed it. So when I was in college, my friend that I grew up with reached out to me and was like, "Hey Brady, you like marketing, you like business, and you like music. You should be my manager and help me with my music career." He just played like indie rock on the guitar. So it's not my scene. I'm a big hip hop fan. I grew up listening to like Kanye, Lil Wayne, Nas, just like big hip hop guy as a kid. But I was like, sure, I'll help you. Like, I don't mind. So I started helping him with like the basics, putting his music on Spotify, like ripping demos onto CDs to give out, like getting him open mics in the city that we're from, which is like a super small city in York. It's called York, Pennsylvania. You probably don't know anything about it, but always tell people if you're from the States, there's something called Hershey Park and like Hershey's chocolate. I'm like 30 minutes from there. And like usually if I tell people that, they know exactly. So yeah, so I just started like helping him and I was like, this is cool, like this is fun. But obviously huge hip hop guy. So I went on Twitter and found a rap group from New York and was like, hey, I'm a 19-year-old kid in college. I'm going for marketing. You don't have to pay me anything, but like, let me be your manager. Let me help you. And like, just like, let me give you my free help. And they're like, sure, let's do it. So I got to go on tour with them with Lil Tracy and like
So cool.
that, his like whole little clique.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like really cool. Like that opened my eyes to everything. And I started helping them and I was like, this is really awesome. Like I love doing this. And I kind of just found my calling and found the inspiration that way.
Well, that's so amazing to see. It feels very like natural and yeah. So, what year was that compared to when you officially started AMG?
Oh, God. So that was like 2017 ish. So like it's been a long time. It's been like 7 years since then. Yeah, so I started to do that, and like I had like I was just Brady, just doing it. I didn't have AMG or anything. I was like, I'm relatively a nobody from a very small town. How can I add some legitimacy to what I'm doing? So I created AMG as kind of just like the forefront of like a professional brand so that people would take me seriously instead of just being like, hey, I'm Brady, I'm a manager from a small city in Pennsylvania. No one's going to take me seriously. But I had AMG and I started to grow it and started to grow the socials and like just emphasized like the professionalism of my business. And that helped me out a ton in the beginning.
So, when did you see real growth start to happen when the company, and how did that start to happen?
Yeah, so I like to say like so AMG like it's really two fronts. It's like the management side and like the booking concert side. So the
Mhm.
booking concert side's relatively new. Like I started doing it because again I didn't have any connection. So when I'd go to promoters in like New York and Philly and DC, they'd like I can't go physically meet them and talk to them and like physically be there in person to network. And like the pay to play thing was like stronger than it was now. So everyone's just like, you could pay me to get on the show, you could pay me to open, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, these promoters aren't doing anything that I can't do. So I just was like, I'll start, I can just book a venue and book artists and, start doing the same type of thing. So that's how the booking stuff started. And I started to see real growth when I started just taking chances with the smaller artists that I book. So like my business partner that lives in Miami always says like I have my ear to the ground so much.
Mhm.
Like I put him on to Ken Carson. I put him on to Destroy Lonely. Like I booked Ken like maybe his first like 5 or 6 shows ever. Like
Right.
it was the second show in Florida, first show in Miami. But like I didn't really know who he was. Like no one really like knew who he was yet. But like we just like took chances and kept like trying to grow our infrastructure with how we promoted and marketed our concerts, and it just kind of like took off and blew up from there. And then on the management front, it was kind of just like same kind of thing, like finding artists I could help and going at them with the approach of like, I don't have the experience or the connections because I'm just starting, but I'll work my ass off for you. And no one's going to work harder for me than you. And like, I was very selective who I worked with
Mhm.
and who I took on because I didn't want to just like, yeah, oversaturate it or work with artists I didn't believe in. And I still do that today. Like, that's why I champion Big Baby Gucci because I love his music. And like, I tell people he's one of my favorite rappers because he actually is. And like, I love his music. So it makes, I don't think any manager will tell you that. Like anyone they work, so much easier to do good work for someone who you actually just enjoy being around and enjoy working with.
I couldn't agree with you more than that. Speaking of Big Baby Gucci, I'm also a huge fan of his. Really enjoyed meeting him when he came to Toronto. How did you first create that relationship with him?
Oh man, so I mean, like feel like everyone kind of like knows who he is or has known about him in the underground for a while, just because he's got like the underground hits and he's been around for so long and he's dropped consistently for years. So like I've known about like I don't know, probably the first year I started, but he like started to get big and I was like, I want to book this guy. Like I really like his music. I think he's cool. So like I think we just like DM'd on Instagram and like we booked him 2 shows in Florida. Like we booked him a show in Orlando, a show in Tampa, and it went well and it was cool and everything. And then he got signed to an agent that I still work with, but they pitched us his tour. So I got to book him for some tour dates. And, you know, we just like got to connect and got to talking and he's a great guy, obviously. So it was like, you know, very easy for us to connect and work together. And then he dropped his agency and he hit me up I think it was like, I forget what year it is. I think 2021. He hit me up out of nowhere and was like, hey, I want a tour. How fast can you put together a tour for me? In 3 days, I booked him like 12 cities. And like the first day of his tour, he fired his old manager. So like the whole tour, I was just like, I'm going to manage him. Like I'm going to do such good work for him and like, you know, give him the AMG treatment so that he can't tell me no. And then yeah, we went on the tour and like obviously got to like hang out a ton and travel and really just like bond together. And then I was like, let me manage you. Like I'll work my ass off for you. And it's kind of, you know, we've kind of just like gone from there.
No, that's an amazing story to tell. No, with Gucci, his tour looked like it was amazing from the US to the international side.
But yeah.
And yeah, no, it's just a great relationship to have. What is your favorite Big Baby Gucci album if you had to pick one?
Album. I mean, so I think
Or project?
it's really, it's really, really, really tough.
Mhm.
I mean, like I love them all. I think like the one he's working on right now, I hate to say it, but like the one he's working on right now, I really love. I really love a lot of the singles that are on it and a lot of like a lot of the creativity that's gone into creating it. I love. And I've like for me, like the process of creating it and being able to help means a lot to me. So like I love the music even more because like I at least have like some type of hand in
Yeah.
releasing it and like helping him bring it to life.
Mhm. No,
If I pick a favorite song, it's Pressure Plus Layers because I love that song. He always closes with that on tour, and like he always gives in the mosh pit, and his fans love it. It's hype. You know, it's just a great song overall. And everyone loves Drop Top Lexus,
has
you know,
to.
including myself. But I like Pressure Plus Layers more.
Mhm.
It's just more hype for me, more my style of music.
That's an amazing song. For me, it's probably Ride, just because the
Okay,
instrumental and him on that is like such a wow type of track for
okay.
me. But yeah,
Hey,
no, I'm a huge fan of pretty much everything he drops as well.
I mean, he puts out a song and it's like it's you know it's unique, but it's within like what's hot right now. But yeah, his own style on it, and the production's always crazy. And like I really like his ad libs. I like his vocals. I like how he can like build a song and how it sounds when he releases. So, I think when you hear his new music, like the stuff off the album, he's got a new single dropping Friday, and it's like more like alternative than some of his other stuff. But like he sent me a song last night. I was like, this is the hardest I've ever heard you rap on a song. Like he was like aggressively like going crazy on the beat, which is, I mean, he goes hard on a lot of his songs. Like for me to be like, this is the hardest I've ever heard you rap on a song, I was like, hell, fans are gonna love this.
I can't wait to hear that. And if you can say, is there gonna be some Saptir production on the album?
Oh yeah, 100%. I got to meet him. I got to meet him when we went to London. He's a great guy. We had some pints at the bar and had some beers together. It was great. It was a great time getting to meet him. But yeah, he's 100% on the album. Probably more songs than he's not.
That's what we like to hear. Outside of Big Baby Gucci, who's another one of like your favorite artists you got to either manage or work with?
Oh gosh. So
there's
like
probably so many, but you can pick like a couple if you need.
It's tough. I mean, so like working with Ken and Destroy Lonely were cool, but like I didn't really have like interactions with them for the most part. It was kind of just like transactional. They showed up, they did the show, they left, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really tough. It's really, really tough because like I work with so many people that I really enjoy. I'm trying to like go through and like think of like my favorite shows that I've done. I really like Thousand Band Fawny. Like I've booked him a ton of times, and like he's just great to be able to like work with. And he's like really easygoing, and he gets the business. I also really, really like Autumn. Autumn was so cool to work with, and was like so humble about everything that he does. So probably one of those two.
Cool. Who's like a dream artist that you haven't worked with yet, but you would love to work with?
So it's I love Freddie Gibbs. I'm a huge Freddie Gibbs fan. I want to book him. We exchanged numbers on Twitter like a few months ago, and like we talked about a show, and like we tried to make it work, but it didn't work out. So like I'm hoping I can bring it to life. It's feasible for me to do. So, just like when the time's right, I want to bring him to Orlando. I think he'll perform really well there. I think he'll have a good crowd come out for him. So yeah, like definitely him.
Cool. Where do you see yourself and where you would take AMG in the next few years?
That's a good question. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. I mean, like the more I get into it, yeah, I want to continue to work on my relationships on the booking side, so I can just become like I want to be that premier independent booking agency. Like I want to run tours. I pretty much do like through Florida. Like if someone independent wants to hit Florida, I'm pretty much involved or have the choice to be involved, which I really like. But yeah, like I just want to continue to like build that platform, build my connections, and like get pitched to more shows from the agencies in other places than Florida. Like they'll pitch me stuff for Miami and Orlando, but I always have to like beg for DC or like like Philly. So like trying to like just continue to work on that infrastructure to the point where they're like, okay, Brady can handle DC too. Like we'll just give it to him. We won't go to anyone else. And then like just on like the management front too, like Gucci has such big plans and such big visions. So I'm going to continue to just like devote myself to making as much of that come true as I can. Like he just signed a new deal where they're giving us a bunch of funding and like really like giving him a budget to like bring his bigger ideas to life. So just want to continue to support him and hopefully get him that huge record deal where we can, make sure he's taken care of for life. I'd say like those are the biggest priorities and goals I have for AMG right now.
No, those are great priorities and goals to have. I feel like now that you're solidifying yourself in the industry, think about your 2017, 2018 self. What advice would you give to yourself then or to someone else that was in that position or in that position now?
That's a great question. I mean, the biggest thing is like take chances and take risks because I don't think I'd be where I am if I didn't manifest managing Big Baby Gucci, and if I didn't just like shoot DMs to Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely and Homicide Gang, being like, anytime you want to do a show in Florida, like just hit me up, like we'll make it work. So like definitely just like take chances, take risks, but also like be professional with it. I think that's helped me a ton. It's not just like I just don't DM people being like, yo, I fuck with you, let's work.
Mm.
Always really professional in how I carry myself, especially just like reaching out. Yeah, because I get so many DMs. I'm sure you get so many DMs. Like everyone gets so many DMs, and a lot of them are just like spam or trash or not thought out messages. So
Mm.
anything you can differentiate yourself, like whether you're an artist or creative or promoter or manager, whatever it is, you got to find a way to like set yourself apart from the rest of the noise going on. And then I guess my other advice would be like, gosh, like I think the work speaks for itself, and I think that's like one of the things that's helped me the most. Like I've always been myself. Like AMG's always been me. I've always been AMG, but like I've always just had it be me. Like I haven't like sold out to anything. Like I've worked hard. I put my name and my reputation on the work that I do, and it speaks for itself. So if you're just starting out, like let the work speak for itself. Especially, yeah, if you don't have the connections or don't have the experience, the only thing you can lean on is the work that you can do and the value you can provide.
I love that. Honestly, that's amazing. I love to hear that. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people watching before we go?
Oh man, so I always go back to my old high school and talk to their entrepreneurship classes about what it's like to work in the music industry and like what it's like to just like be a guy from York who grew up and fell into this weird career,
Hmm.
and like has just succeeded in it because of hard work. So I guess my message to everyone is just like continue to do it, like push through whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you would have told me when I was in high school that I'd be doing this now, I would have never imagined it.
Hmm.
So you never know what's going to fall into your lap or what's going to come across, your life. So just embrace it and go with it. And, at least for me, like even if I have a show fail or Gucci's record doesn't perform as well as I wanted to, or just like some other shit happens that bums me out, at least I can like go to bed at night being like, I worked my ass off. I did what I had to do. Like I can hang my hat on the fact that, I'm doing the best that I can. And I think it's really tough right now to compare yourself to thousands of people on social media, to look at your peers and say, why do they have that? Why don't I? Just keep pushing, keep going. Like the blessings have come for me when they needed to come.
Hmm.
And I think that's just kind of how the world works. I think if you're struggling, just keep going. And I think hard work will help you get there. Hard work creates blessings. And that's the only way I think you can really make it in this industry is to just put your head down and work and be I guess thankful of opportunities.
No, I agree with everything that you said. Hard work makes opportunities, and it's never good to compare yourself to anyone because there's always someone doing things that, yeah, you that are doing things better than you or whatever. Not everyone can beat LeBron or whatever the case is.
I mean,
But you can always be a better version of yourself.
hell yeah. I wake up every day being like, how can I be a better Brady today than I was yesterday? Like what can I do today to be better? Because you either get better or you get worse. And if you stay the same, you're not getting better. Someone else is getting better every day, no matter what it is.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate you so much, Brady, for this great conversation.
I haven't done I haven't done a video interview and maybe like some people have done it for like group projects for like college and stuff, which I think is like it's just funny. It's just
Yeah.
funny because playing a video in front of their professor of me. But like I've never done a great interview like this, so I really appreciate you.
No, thank you. No, hopefully we can do this one day in person as well.
Hell yeah, man! I think we're trying to come back to Canada, so we'll make something work.
Oh, hell, I can't wait to hear
We
that.
can me, you, and Gucci can sit down and we can
That'd be
you know
great.
shoot the interview.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you again, my guy.
I appreciate you too, man. Take care. Thanks again.